One of my favorite things is when you find out something of your favorite lore that's in fiction that you just really enjoy is based off of something real. And I even love it more when what it's based off of is more ridiculous than the fictional lore you already know and love. And there's very few fictional universes I love more than Fallout. The Fallout video game franchise and now the television show, it just hits every single thing I love about just a fictional universe. The retro futuristic 50s feel, the alternate reality that's still close enough to our own real reality where you can just buy into it. You know, being based in real cities where you get to go explore a post-apocalyptic Las Vegas, for example. The storylines are great. Even the side quest storylines are better than in most other franchises. Except no, Preston, I don't give a shit that another settlement needs my help. I'm getting off topic. I'm very clearly a big Fallout fanboy. Anyway, in the Fallout universe, there's a religious sect called the Children of Atom. Basically, they just worship nuclear waste and unexploded atomic warheads. They're a pretty zen group with some glowing personalities, or at least glowing persons on occasion, because, you know, all the radiation, never mind. And I just learned that this religious sect, this cult of the Children of Atom, is based on something real, or at least based on a real idea that was really considered by international governments. And it is just bonkers to me. So being in the nuclear age, we have nuclear waste, and nuclear waste hangs around a while. I know, nuclear, or whatever y'all are gonna correct me in the comments like you always do when I talk about nuclear stuff. You can save it, or comment it, I don't really care, the engagement's helpful. So anyway, with all this nuclear waste, we're like, we need a way to communicate with people thousands of years in the future to let them know to, you know, not go digging around in nuclear waste disposal sites. They were rightfully worried that, you know, just writing the people of the future a note might not be effective enough. Languages could change, ink fades. So anyway, they started brainstorming what the best way to do this was. Like, yeah, come on, hit me with what you got. There's no bad ideas. And they took that incredibly literally. Like, one of the ideas was encoding the information in plants' DNA that would only grow next to nuclear waste facilities. Do they just expect people to be walking around in the future with their DNA QR code scanners? Or, like, how do they think people are going to be able to read plants' DNA to know not to enter a nuclear waste facility? Like, kids sneaking around where they shouldn't be aren't going to see some random plant growing and be like, hold up, guys. We should do some botanical genetic decoding before we go any further, you know, just to be safe. If you thought that was dumb, another guy's like, hey, we should make glowing cats. Radiation cats that would glow when coming near nuclear waste. Because apparently in his mind, people in the future are just going to be carrying around glowing Geiger cats wherever they go. But one of the more interesting yet still kind of stupid suggestions was the Atomic Priesthood. And the idea was to make a religion modeled after the Catholic Church, but you know, instead of Yahweh, it's uranium this time. Basically, the idea was that the stories in religion, Catholicism specifically, have existed for thousands of years, and they've been translated no matter how many times languages have changed. The Bible and its stories are pretty much written in every language on Earth, alive and dead. So you could basically create this religion, and then in the religion, you'd have stories about where all of these, you know, sacred grounds, which are nuclear waste facilities, are located, and then you could make it a sin to interact with them, punishable by radiation poisoning, I guess. Anyway, I get the theory, and like on its face value, there's a little bit of merit, but there's a lot of dead religions out there, and a lot of people who don't buy into the living ones, and some people who buy into different living religions, and they like really hate the people who don't buy into the ones that they buy into. That said, Americans do seem to be gung-ho about jumping into any cult they're presented with. You know, like half of Americans are in a cult right now, so maybe it had more merit than I'm giving it credit for. But anyway, it didn't really take off, although it does kind of sort of exist. Like, there's an Atomic Priesthood website. Just Google it. You can read about it. And like, you can be a member of the Atomic Priesthood today. But you know, you can be a member of the Flat Earth Society as well. So group membership bars are pretty low. But anyway, the point being, when I heard the story, I was like, you know what that sounds a lot like? The Children of Atom from Fallout. So I started Googling around where I can't find like hard and fast direct evidence that that's specifically what they based it off of. Everything I can tell seems to point that way, including the Google AI saying it's heavily based off of it. So if you're a Fallout fan, Children of Atom, apparently based on a real idea that real people had about how to really stop people in the future from getting into nuclear waste facilities. And that's all I got. Just that is a real thing. And you know, I thought you should know.